Hello, hello, my friends. Hope everyone's doing good if you're here in the future. Hope the future is well. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna be playing some Dwarf Fortress today because I need something that I can just sort of lean back and relax a little bit more to. I don't know. Depends how much we get raided in response. But we are going to be raiding the goblins today. We're just switching things up. Yes, I hurt my back a little bit, and it made me realize these dwarves have been through a lot. Some of them are getting used to tragedy. Some of them barely feel anything anymore. They've lost dwarves in the battles with these goblins. These dwarves feel the pain. But it made them feel a lot better when they won their battle. Yeah, these places, they've been growing, but it's much less than how many dwarves we have. All of these places individually. And we have reinforcements, I suppose. The other areas might join us. Yeah, we are nearing the population cap that I had set. We can probably raise that. We could probably get away with raising that. And I might, especially since this is a capital city, I might just see how much we can do before I start lagging. But we're gonna have to get the pets and livestock under control before I do that. That's the deal, okay? If I can get the livestock under control, then it's less likely to lag. There's also some optimizations we can make around the staircases and stuff like that, so that it's less likely to lag. That's as we go along, if we ever run into that issue. Well's starting to empty. I think it is emptying like this because the bottom of it is part of an aquifer. I think whoever mentioned that was correct. But also, there are enough dwarves that if they're visiting this enough, I can see how it would empty that fast, like within a season. It feels like once a season at least, we are going to need to fill the well. Like, we're in early autumn, we just gotta check, at least in autumn, before we get into the winter and everything freezes. Okay, guinea pig, do not get caught in there. That would be very, very silly indeed. Alright, we just want to make sure it doesn't overfill too much. So there, when it starts to go. Alright, let's see if that's enough. Because we can always add more. We can always add more as long as the water's not frozen, but if it starts to overflow into here, then we have a problem. Muddy dead cave wheat. Seems to just be going through the plants. Okay, yeah. And now this area here, we have like almost a little backup reserve. That will gradually drip down into here. As, come on, Brian. You can do it. As the well empties, this will empty into the well. There we go. And it's not actually overflowing into the well because we didn't overfill this. It does feel like they're spinning a lot more threads since we got all of those stations on it. Someone's finally fighting the buzzard. Oh, it got inside. They're like, Did we already buy everything we wanted from them? I feel like we already traded. Okay, so this buzzard, I would like it if that doesn't rot in the staircase. How is the cat room doing? I'm really confused as to why that stayed leaking, even with smoothed walls. Like, there's something that I'm not familiar with going on here. Is there a pocket of actual water under there and that acts different? Because generally I understood the aquifers as, you know, it's saturated finer materials like the dirts and the sands and stuff like that. But then sometimes they're in rock and like, is it just a pocket of water that's dripping through the rock? The dwarves probably understand this just intuitively. If nothing else, I guess eventually this could be an underground garden. That's not the caves. We've got lots of mud in there now. It still looks like water's moving around, which makes me think that it is leaking. But we've completely walled this up. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I want a airlock, essentially. I'm gonna put a door there. And then I think I'm going to start trying to dig out the aquifer there. We're gonna want a door just in case something unexpected happens. Because this is something unexpected happening already. I think the aquifer there, we were having to dig through it up here. But as you can see, it stopped leaking. But here we're probably like at the bottom part of it. No, there's some here too, but that's not leaking either. So up and down, that's something I haven't considered when it comes to aquifers. Because we're seeing it layer by layer, right? But water must transfer up and down. Maybe the roof is leaking? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, because we can't see the roof here. Like, if we go up, then we can see it. And just above it is dirt. So we may have to go up for this. I'm going to wait for them to place this door. We haven't run into the water here. But basically, I want them to dig out all around it. Because I want to confirm my thinking here. So we've walled all of that off. We had smoothed it and it wasn't working. I'm thinking we're gonna have to go above it. What we can do is pretty exactly copy the design just by scrolling up. And then the rest of it was just like this. And here, it looks like we haven't run into dampness just around here. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Like, if it's just a pocket of water, then I'm not sure what to do other than just doing this very carefully so that we have airlocks, essentially. Like, we go this way, and then we go this way. And then we dig up into there. But we need a door. Because the doors will stop the water. If everything gets out of control, then the water will be stopped with a door. Even if, like, the worst that happens is we end up with a drowned dwarf, which is quite unfortunate. However, it's better than flooding the whole fortress, you know? Now this one, that's not actually the right design to be saving the dwarves, but I'm not really worried about that, that floor having a pocket that we just dig into. More worried about up here. Let's see, there's still water moving around in there, but... Does digging it out there stop it? Is what I'm testing before I dig out the floor above it. Why did the music stop? They're all focused on this too. So yeah, why are these registering as damp, but nothing behind it is? And at the same time, it does actually look like it's drying out in there. Pool party with cats. Welcome back, Arm. The dwarves look like they're having a pool party. Yeah, basically. Basically, the cats really want to be involved in this project. I feel like the cats somehow know that this is their room. Why are they wading in the water? Do they really not mind? Apparently the cats loved the cat room already. Oops. Oh, the cat whisperer must be nearby. That's why all these cats are here. Braving the pool. Okay, so if this stops it, then I don't know. But it doesn't look like it is. Like... Ah, that looked like it spread. Like, the walls themselves are leaking water. They definitely are. The walls that we placed are leaking. I don't think I've encountered this before, is the thing. Like, it normally just works. Walls are supposed to stop leaking, yes. We even, beforehand, it's supposed to be as simple, if there are stone walls like this, you're supposed to just be able to smooth them and it stops it. And normally, that works in this world with this aquifer. That has worked up here. These walls aren't leaking still. But down beneath, on the lower part of that aquifer, the walls are leaking. And, like, it makes logical sense, but I don't think I'd thought about it like that. Like, the up and down does seem to matter. This is why I'm experimenting with it. I want to see what's above it. The Mountainous Hall, a woodworkers guild. Okay, okay. Weren't we working on a... Yeah. Yes, we wanted, I think I did decide to go for it. Where is it? There should be somewhere. Bones! Hopefully all of the stuff they bring there, they'll be able to actually use. Finished goods, other materials, bones, bones. Let's add teeth to it too. Maybe they can use teeth for stuff. We'll exclude the artifacts still. Even if it's made of bones, we want the artifacts in a special place. Yes, teeth on the other stock. Blah, blah, blah. On the other stockpile, teeth. Hopefully they will be able to craft with them. I should not be getting distracted like this while there's a leak. But, bone. Make large bone gem. We also have decorate with bone. We'll let them make it no matter how many large gems we have, because we have actual gems that we're not using to decorate. But teeth. Tooth? Okay. Yeah, they can make stuff with teeth. In fact, we'll stick to making the decorations out of teeth and the crafts out of bone, and then it'll be bone crafts decorated with teeth. There we go. Now I want to make it so that they only decorate bone crafts with teeth. So they're only allowed to pick up from here and here. They're only allowed to put stuff down there. No, I have to make it so that they can only pick stuff up from there. I need two. I need 2 stations. Okay. That's what it is. We'll just have so many craft stores. The decorator's probably, it's probably a different skill, decorating, as well. Okay, so this one can only pick them up there, can only put them down there. Gonna have to put, bone opals. I don't think that's quite what we're looking for. The stockpiles are always the issue. See, if we're making gems out of bone, how does that classify? You know? Because we've got cut stone, cut glass, and cut gems, but we don't have cut teeth. Tooth? No. No cut teeth. Where would that be? It'd just be under teeth. Speaking of, yeah, we're allowing that there now. Okay, so the issue with this is the stockpiles. so I can have the one if we put teeth stuff on this stockpile. I mean, I guess it would be on this stockpile. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Everything's gonna be on this stockpile anyway. Fuck it, it'll work out. We'll see. We'll test it. Okay, so okay, yeah, it drops finished goods in this stockpile. It picks up stuff from here, but it will have the teeth ready for decoration and the finished goods on the crafting table. In the workshop, they will have the stuff. So it doesn't matter that I can't assign it to a stockpile because everything's being done there. And as long as they keep it there and don't put it anywhere silly, like, this does not have bone gems unless bone opals count. Maybe they all just become bone opals. We'll see. I haven't done the decoration part with the teeth and stuff. I've definitely had them make bone crafts before, but the only time I've seen them decorate it with teeth and stuff like that is when they're possessed to do so. Okay. It's good to have enough animals that some are wandering around the fortress, I suppose. Just in case of siege. How are we doing up here? Okay. Yes, look at this. This area that's leaking down here. This section. That's where it starts cutting off. So we do this again. We do this again. At least they've been working away at it while we've been distracted. No sane dwarf and human will make decorations with teeth. That does make good sense, doesn't it? I think the strangest thing I've seen when it comes to that is I got sick of having to really arrange my stockpiles so that bins didn't mess up dwarves' abilities to pick up weapons and stuff like that. So I spent a whole lot of time getting rid of all of the bins in the fortress. And like directly after I finished, like I finally finished getting rid of every bin in the fortress. They've all been burned in the lava. A tiny little dwarven child becomes possessed. And he kills an adult dwarf and uses his bones to make a bin out of. An artifact level item. It's like they were taunting me. Oh, they want a woodworkers guild. I mean, I suppose we do have lots of woodworkers, but we don't actually do much of that. Fine. We're trying to figure out the cat room finally. These poor cats. Destroying the ecosystem. Because they don't have a room of their own. Okay, we do actually have more leek down there. And not the food sort. I guess we have things ready to be making more guild halls. What guild hall even is this? The Stoneworkers Guild Hall. Nobody goes there, clearly. Herbalist Guild Hall. We'll have to put something down here to entice them more. I feel like the pigs are beginning to push the farmers out of their own guild. Maybe we should put the pigs in the cat room. There's plenty of mud for them. I feel like I haven't checked how many miners we have in a while. There. Yeah, I could add more. Why not? You don't need skill to dig. You can learn to dig. We do not need more fisher dwarves. We may at some point need an animal trainer and a surgeon, but for now... No more fisher dwarves. Talented engraver, we'll take that, we'll take that. Okay, so king consort, peasant, queen, peasant, animal trainer. The animal trainers are probably going to become more relevant for us when we breach into the caves. Although, I haven't even checked if there's animals up here that we could be capturing. We could put traps out. I'm sure that we have enough mechanisms, but I'll just make a few more. Damp stone located, do you think? Yeah, see? Lots of bones. As long as we don't trade them to the elves, it'll be great. See, that's already emptying out. They must be taking baths in here. Because I've seen a few of the dwarves with a happy thing from taking a bath. I wonder if I'll have to replace the walls before they'll stop leaking. Staying away from Emily, we've dug under this mountain in hopes to avoid Emily. We're sending out a raid on the goblins soon. We're hoping she'll get caught up in it. Hey, look at that. One. All ones. Two. Where are you coming from? At 2, wall. Red spinach leaf roast. Are you cooking for elves? Because we're not selling them our food. It really does look like it's drying out, though. What is this beneath this area? Okay. So I have to go top down on aquifers, it looks like. If things line up correctly. I haven't seen this before. Again, water is spreading from this area that we didn't dig out. It all makes sense. Okay, so we need to dig in between here. Yeah, the aquifer drips down. It actually makes sense. I underestimated the I was unfamiliar with this game's game. Yeah, that's directly beneath the area up here that we haven't dug out. It just makes sense. Uh-oh. A creature was missing for a week. We have lots of creatures. Speaking of which, I think one of them we were gonna name Pepper. Did we ever do that? I think I named something silly Pepper. Or at least the silliest thing that I could find to name Pepper. Isn't it like one of the scary creatures? I suppose we're looking for P. It's not the grizzly bear. Ah, it wasn't a scary creature. It was a random goat. I love it. Also, I am convinced that the cats know that that's meant to be their room. So yes, this is probably a good indicator as to how long it takes to learn this game, because I am several hundred hours into learning this game, and I still don't really understand aquifers. I have a mist generator. I don't understand aquifers. I feel like when I do really understand aquifers, I'm going to be able to take advantage of them to create really cool mist generators. But until then, we have a very muddy room, which I think will actually be the pig room. Meeting area. The meeting area for the pigs. This is a big enough space that we could probably have pigs and cats in here. Maybe the pigs would keep the cats in line. Because one of the problems with keeping all the cats in one room is occasionally the cats will go to war with each other. Now this is even worse if you're keeping them with dogs. Something that I used to do is I would keep the cats and the dogs in a big pasture that is in like basically the hallways of the bedrooms. So they would just wander the residential halls. But what happened was they just, the only way I could describe it is a war. Because they would just end up dead. And we wouldn't really get much of a combat log out of it. It was hard to tell what was going on. And a lot of the time, nobody even witnessed it. Except for the animals, but they won't tell. Starting to think I should go by name. Yeah, that's already a lot of animals that we have assigned to that room, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna see if it's a big enough one. I'm curious what's gonna happen with the cats and the pigs. Because from what we've seen, even the pigs that like to brawl tend to have a bit of a more mild temperament. At least when compared to the murder chicken. Oh, we have a duck in a cage still. We need to check that area too. Okay, lots of kittens. Wow. Lots of piglets too. That's why it's getting so crowded in there. Too many babies. Well, hopefully the pigs like the mud in there. The cats didn't seem to even mind going through the water. Oop. Stray pig. The goose. I forgot that we had named a goose pig. Somebody just got possessed. Hopefully it wasn't by the murdery one. Seems like lots of people moved here with pet pigs. These dwarves may consider pigs to be pets. So this actually makes sense, you know, like putting them in with the cats like this. At the same time, we have been eating them. Cat whisper loving to cook. Stoneworkers workshop. Alright, let's see what they make, I guess. One must always be loyal to their cause and the ones they serve. What you making? He's got 2 bits of limestone on there so far. One advantage of the guild halls is, even though they're not set up with stockpiles as nicely, we do technically still have a stoneworkers workshop. Even though that one is taken and it's the only one on a convenient floor, we're not completely without them. In case of emergency. Alright, what was this? It's 1 back, 9 by 12. Then 2 and 7 by 14. Ah. I forgot that bit. I always end up scooching it over like this. Alright. There is certainly an easier way to do that. I'm just not. See, it might be on the floor above, even. Looks like some nice rocks, citrine. Okay, the animals, the cats are definitely crowding towards the entrance. She felt euphoric due to inebriation. Why is the cat drunk? Wait. You know how we were joking about the patch where the cats could get drunk? I think the cats can still get drunk. This cat is euphoric due to inebriation. I think it hit the tavern. Content being near to a waterfall? Like, definitely. Oh no. Yeah. We've got drunk cats. They've been hanging out in the tavern. The dwarves must be spilling. That's why we gotta have the cat room. We gotta keep them safe from the dwarves. You know what? I might just open up this wall. Let's just open up this wall and give them more space. What I might do is I might actually put an airlock in this area. I know these cats are going to be running for the door. Even in the metal, it says it's damp. Let's just see if it dries with what we've done. Then this, they wanted a woodworkers guild. Yeah. We'll accept it before we actually assign what that area is. Woodworkers Guild. Woodworkers Guild. Woodworkers Guild. Do not forget. There it is, right there. Easy peasy. Woodworkers Guild. Agreed to build guild hall. And they'll like it more and more as it's smoothed. It does look like the water's drying. This is promising. This is promising. Somebody's got her baby in the cat room. You know what? I'm changing that into a wall. These cats cannot be trusted with a door right next to the staircase. Look at them. Take that down right now. The cats apparently know how to open the stone doors. Those are not cats. Yes, those are something pretending to be cats. Look at them all walked back in. Oh, there's slugs and stuff in there for the cats to play with. A limestone earring. That's what they claimed that shop for. Yeah, I did hurt my back in real life. Not my cat. No, my cat's fine, but my back, not doing great. Yeah, it will get better. It will get better. It did last time. I'm gonna come up with an exercise routine to make sure it doesn't happen again because I'm sick of it. Okay, is this still leaking? It looks like it still is leaking. We might have to go a floor up. Like, how many leaks are in this place? Whole farm of leaks. I guess we could just seal this area off. We don't really want to use it anyway. We'll let them pick up all the hematite and stuff in there. But as long as it's leaking this direction, I'm kind of fine with that. We just have to contain it. So if I do floors, how will that affect things? Will it stop leaking into the floor below? That's what we're looking for. Yeah, the pigs we've moved down to live with the cats for now, because the leaks actually caused a whole bunch of mud, which I figured the pigs would appreciate. But also, I'm thinking the pigs might keep the cats in line, you know? Like, it might keep the cats from hurting each other. I do not want the cats to go to war with themselves. And in the interest of that, I feel like they can have therapy pigs or something, you know? Oh, Goose. We missed Goose. Oh, did they refuse to move so that we can build that? They want to be all packed up right against the entrance. Let's make the door made of marble. Let's see if the cats can move the marble door. If we're going by name, we have to find the geese. Goose will be with the geese. There he is. The real throne room. Real ones know where the true royalty lives. Exactly, dude. They know which room to visit. I actually need to exclude this area. And look at the escape artists. Straight out the door. Will you build the airlock, please? Oh, the pigs went right back in. They like it. Oh, except for that one. Piglet on the run. There's a ram down here just like, what's going on? Water source vanished. Oh, I see. I see. There's actually a ice block right at the entrance of that now. The well is sealed. The animals kind of use the barn. It's gonna be some poor dwarf's job to round up and catch all of the escapees. I do not envy them either. This is why we have a cat room, because this is the only way it could ever be practical. And we are gonna want to put something in here that the doors will go in there to do, so that the cats will have a chance to adopt them. But right now, the place is a bit of a mess. Oh. It's 3 times the size of the throne room. Yeah, this is the queen's throne room. This is the cat and pig room. It feels right. Even the original design was bigger than the throne room. Alright, now that it's winter, we started in early autumn, built the cat room, now it's winter. How are our squads? The cat room is basically across the hall. Like, it's a little bit down the way, but that is as across the hall as it could be. She probably hears the meowing when she's in the throne room. This is her bedroom. This is the queen's bedroom. This is the cat room. Oh, look at them. They caught the escapees. We've got another named steel buckler, at least this time. Walk of shame. Can you imagine having your bed in the middle of the room and not against the wall? You'd be horrified. Oh, are you more horrified by that? Or the consideration that they're underground and that probably changes the size of the spiders? Well, there's a reason I don't attach them to the wall. It sounds like a life hack on how to get the steps in per day. Rounding up the cats. I mean, herding cats is quite a way to get your steps in. And welcome back. Kidney biscuits. Oh my. We have a visiting scholar. They're liking the library. How are we on materials? Don't seem to have much. What are you doing here? He's making a scroll. I'm wondering where they're taking the scroll rollers. If they're taking them down here somewhere, then that must mean there's a stockpile option that allows them. I'm not sure what it could be. I would think it would be in crafted goods. See, like, there's a book binding down here. What are you carrying? He's picking something up. Yeah, scroll rollers. So what does this allow? Doesn't show up in there. Doesn't show up in there. Something is including it though. Oh, you meant having your bed in the middle of the room. You imagined having to go around the bed every time you wanted to go from the vanity to the makeup stand to the closet. You still forget to use the reply feature on Twitch. Oh, fair. If you're the queen, you can have a guard stationed outside your door to deal with spiders. You can have candles galore to make it cozy. But bed in the middle of the room? Unfixable. Fair. Fair. They don't even really have a double bed. She has a king consort here with her, too. So, like, I wanted to give them basically a double bed, but they sleep that far apart. This game has so much stuff. I really, really can't complain about the little stuff like that. A King Kong? Yes. Yeah. Well, she's the queen, so instead of a queen consort, he's king consort. Because the king isn't the one in control. With the dwarves, it isn't necessarily just like, you're male, so you're in charge. I'm not sure exactly how they decided, honestly. It looks like it is drying out down here. River spirits, though. Again, I'm confused as to what the river spirits are because we see them laying around here sometimes as well. Looks like we're building up quite a bit. Might want more bins. I think I've organized things decently enough that we can get away with having bins. And the elves are not going to want the bone crafts anyway. Or the shell crafts. So, are we allowing bins? We'll allow 10. And over here, we will allow 10, not 77. Although I may change that. We're going through a lot of animal, like, look at how much meat we have now. Actually, I should be worrying about the amount of drink that we have. Yeah, we're cooking some of our booze. Constant problem as we get different stuff. King consort. Yes, I, however, prefer the historical terms such as fake-ass king and arm candy king. Arm candy king made Clicky think of Arm Candy Crush and how that would be a very different game. It really would be. Probably the same audience, though, for the most part. Isn't it basically, like... The two audiences that I've seen for Candy Crush are teen girls and sort of middle-aged mom kind of vibe. Like, those are the main categories that get really addicted to that game. And both of them would read young adult fiction, you know? Cat room's drying out. What are you doing in the corner, dude? What's going on with you? She has one daughter. She does not trust others. Well, this is quite a crowd to be in, to not trust others. This is why we have the pigs. They keep things balanced. Alright, and now, if we check down here, look at that. Look at that. We actually have multiple cave spiders down here that aren't dead. We have a lot of dead ones, too. Because that's what the cats love to do. That we can actually start gathering the silk that's building up down here. And we haven't even opened up the caverns yet. Look at how many have been massacred, though. We could have so many cave spiders if the cats hadn't been absolutely destroying them. There must be so many cave spiders in those caverns, though. Like, it's a good thing we didn't open it up when the cats were all out. And there's cats still wandering around, destroying the ecosystem. Oh, look at that little face. Look at that little face. Oh. I'm gonna cry. It's too cute. Okay, it must be some of the named cats or something like that that are eluding us. That or they just got out. We are probably gonna have the occasional escapee with this. So we're gonna have to watch their numbers still. I'm relying on the icons for this as I scroll. We have a lot of animals. This is why I keep ending up in that menu, like, we gotta do a culling again. It looks like all of them are assigned to here. Yeah, there's somebody rounding them up now. Seems to be easier, though. The airlock is definitely working. Not having anything close to the staircase is working. They're still kind of huddling near the door. This is gonna cause more escapees again. Well, let's see if that works better. Don't know if that's working better or causing them to wander out more readily. Some of them were wandering out, then back in. Yeah, I think that's making them wander out a little bit more readily because the pigs weren't leaving before. So we'll do that. Pigs should be easier to round up. Look at the guinea pigs running around. Yeah, this fort is getting a little bit crazy, but we are the capital. We should expect a little bit of craziness. Let's just check. We have 66 written objects, including copies. We have 1 writing material. So they are making it. It's just quite slow. Let's allow all finished goods. But, can we make it so that we pick up and? No, we have to either pick up or put it down there. See, this is annoying. We have to let it pick up from anywhere. If I select it from the stockpile, what happens? It still counts it as that. Let's just see. Let's see. If it stops making anything, then we know that we've made it reliant on just that stockpile because it's in there. But from the look of it, the stockpile is the thing that can't take from other workshops or anything. Not the workshop. Written on the item is a novel entitled It Must Have Been Rat, authored by Obu Strensminry. The work has no particular subject. The writing uses only artful words and phrases selected with care. Overall, the prose is passable. It Must Have Been Rat, the book about nothing. Looks like it's drying up. We actually managed to stop it leaking. We don't even have the damp stone there. So we're good, we're good. We got rid of that aquifer. No longer a leak in the cat room. We're not leaking down here either. Are they picking up the bone crowns? Where are you storing it? They're storing them in bins where? Just gonna follow. Ah, they're allowing bins down here, that's why. It's because they're good quality. No bins in these slots. It must be because I edited them. I edited them without resetting that. But at least since they're all one stockpile, I only have to do that to 2 of them. Oh, this one's gonna be a pain though. Trying to make them unpack that. It looks like it's basically all stuff that the door or the elves wouldn't want. So at least that keeps it consistent. Just gotta make sure no bins are allowed here. No bins there. Down here, I'm gonna see what happens if I disallow finished goods. Because we've got like lots of gems and stuff like that I am okay with them storing down there. But the finished goods, it seems to be the thing with the highest likelihood of messing things up, considering how many bins we have down here too. It kind of keeps it limited how often we get opportunities to trade and actually unpack those stockpiles. The finished goods stockpiles, that is. How often we unpack those determines how often they're making stuff before they run out of space. You know? But also, I am okay with them using bins on these. As long as they don't mix the products too much. It's like, this bin right here, there's 3 things that the elves would be mad about. The bin is made out of wood. They're already mad. It's full of crafts that are made out of bones and shells, both of which they'd get pissed off at. So there's no way we're selling that to the elves. And it doesn't have any artifacts in there. In fact, we don't even allow artifact level items on this stockpile, so they shouldn't put it in the bin there. So we should just be able to sell that whole bin to either the humans or the dwarves or even goblins if some of them want to trade with us. Speaking of the goblins, I think what I'm going to do, since they haven't attacked us yet, going to take the first 4 here, our first 4 squads, so that we have a little bit of variety as far as the kinds of attacks they can do. And we are going to be raiding one of the goblin areas. These 2 feel like the ones that are encroaching the most heavily. Let's do a raid. We want to try to avoid detection. We want to try to free captives if we see any that belong to our civilization. So if they have managed to kidnap any children. Then we want to do that. Loot items, take important treasures, release other prisoners, steal livestock. That sounds like a good plan right there. That's something to start with, and then we'll get some information as well. All right. It looks like I had looked at rating several other places, but didn't actually do it. Alright, these ones are assigned to that. Let's see what happens. They're all gonna head out and be moving off the map. Do we have any we can see are headed on the way? Let's just go up on the hill, see. They'll be coming out the main entrance. There they are. We can see them all head off together as a group. Maybe we should build a bridge while it's winter. It's still midwinter. Let's go with marble. And yeah, that'll go over the water, but it won't go through the water, essentially. It is just a bridge. It goes over it. But it'll be easier for them to build while the water is ice. Yeah, they headed off this direction. So when they get back, we'll be getting a report and another forgotten beast. The forgotten beast Cesare Larogas has come. A towering eagle with external ribs. It has a knobby trunk and it has a bloated body. Its bronze feathers are patchy. Beware its fire. So those caves are about to be on fire. It's a good thing that the cave spiders started moving into our place because they might all be gone soon. That is a cool looking creature though. Look, it has like an elephant trunk, but it's a bird. Cesare hate holes. Why is he in the caverns then? 356 years old and strong. It has very good creativity, a good intellect, and a good memory, but it has little willpower, poor focus, and very bad intuition, and a poor kinesthetic sense. It's naturally trustful of everybody, never becomes angry, takes no pleasure in its talents and appearance. It tends to form only tenuous emotional bonds with others, tends not to be swayed by emotional appeals, doesn't often experience strong cravings or urges, tends to assume the worst of two outcomes will be the one that comes to pass, tends to share its own experiences and thoughts with others, it doesn't cling tightly to ideas, and it's open to changing its mind. Well, it's a shame we can't make friends with it. I want to see what it does. It's just on the edge of our vision, and poof. It was just within our awareness for a moment there. Hopefully it doesn't burn the caverns down. A tiny underground bug. And see, they're disappearing and teleporting around now, but hopefully not dying as much. Yes, when our squads get back, we should get a mission report telling us how it went. And if they got anything while they were there. How is there a cave spider up here? Okay. See, the cats were absolutely savaging them. Cat's not thinking about anything. It's just chilling. You know what? This is what I want to do right now. I want this hallway to not be dirt. But we don't have quite enough for that. We'll build it out a little more at a time. If we add a little bit more every time we play this, then eventually we will have a finished hallway. Since it started as this color, I kind of want to at least take it down to this area as dolomite. It's a good thing we have plenty of it. So we definitely use it for other stuff too. Hey, we've got our iron statues. At least 2 of them. Where are they hiding the other one? How's our tomb level? Is this still leaking? Captain of the Guard might have a similar issue going on in his area. Alright, so I think I was turning this into the memorial area for the animals. Oodle has grown to become a dwarven child. One of the babies grew. Wonder how Goblinsbane is doing. I don't think we've checked in on Goblinsbane. Where is he? Don't tell me we lost him. We would have seen them in the tombs for sure. I wonder if they grew out of the name. I don't know. I know that there was an early battle where one of the dwarves like gave birth on the battlefield. We named the kid the baby at the time, but he maybe grew out of it. I'm not seeing them anymore. I'm gonna think about it. I didn't see little Karen isn't grouped up here either. There, okay, it's where the name. It's where we put the name. That's why it wasn't showing up. We'll see them again eventually. Surely. They're not a baby anymore. I wonder if it's because we started as the second name and they changed from being a baby. That's another thing I could check in Legends mode. Probably. Alright, something else we need to do. We need to check and make sure that all of the kittens have been gelded that need to be gelded. These ones all have, but look at that. Whole bunch haven't. We'll leave one of them intact. So we don't want to get rid of the cats entirely. We just need less of them. They're doing a number on our silk industry. We're at 271. That is quite a bit of dwarfs. What are they doing in here? I think they're just bringing the animals in. Huh? Alright, looks like things are moving along nicely enough. What's in this bin? Why have you done this now? Oh boy. No bins. It's not supposed to even be taking things from other workshops. Besides this one. Do they have scroll rollers or something in here? I'm not seeing anything. No. Oh great, they've put the bins here. Yeah, this is why I have a thing against bins. What's happened to you? Ability to stand lost. Okay. So they've been getting treatments for a while, at least. It looks like they have a long-term injury. Ability to stand lost motor nerve damage. I think I'm gonna have to take them off of the squad. Kogan, I'm sorry. That kind of sucks, to be real. They're probably not going to be too happy about that, but they'd be even more unhappy if I didn't take them off of it. Our humans we can actually recruit into the squads now. Duchess. No, I don't think I will. The lie maker can, though. Yeah, this is why I'm clicking on the doors so much. We're getting to a point where I gotta check stuff like that. Like, they were in a squad and they need crutches to walk. But like, satisfied remembering learning about wrestling. Satisfied remembering learning about dodging. Satisfied upon improving crutch walking. Like, don't bother trying to play on my emotions. I'm sorry, dude. If they get too dissatisfied with life, then we can figure out a civilian squad or something like that. Where they're not meant to fight. But if they absolutely have to, technically they can. It keeps them in practice and they enjoy the practice. Oh boy. That's why that kitten's being taken there. I see. So cat room is looking good. It feels like that is working. Let's check on the cave spiders. I'm seeing less corpses of cave spiders, I think. A bismuth bronze shield. Okay, buddy. You can go ahead. I'm gonna get rid of the corpses of the spiders. Just to see if more appear. Oh, there's several stacked on top of each other here. This is what I'm saying, when the cats really do a number to the ecosystem, or on the ecosystem. Because above ground, they'll have been doing this too. We saw the birds. It's a wonder that the elves haven't gotten pissed at us. Like all the blackbirds. Okay, something we can do to get our animal trainers something to do. We can put down some cage traps around the map. What are these doing over here? Okay. Like, did I already do this? I guess these got dropped over here. Yeah, if we sort of put them in different places on the map, then if some kind of creature wanders through that area, then it might get trapped there, and we may be able to have it and train it for ourselves. And then we'll gradually learn how to train the different creatures. Then maybe they'll even write it down in a book. I like that the dwarves share their knowledge. Oh. One of the forgotten beasts. Oh boy, it's the one with fire. Scratches the troglodytes. And it starts breathing fire. Forgotten beast grabs the troglodyte by the right hand with its right wing. So wait, it's grappling it and lighting it on fire? And biting it? And scratching it? And breathing more fire directly on it? Imagine getting bit and then breathed fire on, like, what? Oh. See, this is just gonna spread. The foliage and stuff is really dense down here. That's not good. That's gonna kill a lot of stuff. If it doesn't burn out. I'm hoping it burns out. I'm doubtful that it burns out, though. I've seen the entire map burn down like this. Like, when it happens above ground, it's really bad. Looks like it wants to light the tower cap on fire. But it didn't. Still seeing smoke. Oh, it's lighting more fires over there. Look at that face. Disdains loyalty. Creative, disdains nature. Agile, proud, and frail. That is quite a combination. Okay, yeah, the fire's spreading now. Oh, no. I'd really prefer that it not. You know, like, can we not burn down the entire caverns? Kind of liking getting spiders. We've got one in here. We need more than just one. Okay, there's two. It's better. It's just still not promising. There's not much that we can do about this. I am just going to ignore it and we'll have a peek at it later. If the whole thing is burned down, then so be it. It was nice having silk while we did. The birds. Nearly completely forgot that I've got some birds to place in here. We've got goats wandering around. All kinds of stuff. We could put the swan in there. Why not put the swan in there with the murder chicken? What's the worst that could happen? Swans are pretty mean. Like, if you think geese are mean, swans are downright intimidating in comparison. They both have the same weakness, though. Long neck is only so useful. I think that the birds shouldn't need taken care of, even the special birds, but I'm not sure. Because, like, the jaguar, it only makes sense that the jaguar isn't killing random stuff right now and eating it, because whoever adopted the jaguar must be feeding it. The captain of the guard is feeding the jaguar somehow. We've certainly got plenty of meat in the fort. Let's see, they haven't placed the bookbinding anywhere. Maybe it has to do with the stone. Because we were allowing stone down here. Of some kind. Metal, economic, clay. Could be that. See, they've still got the bookbinding down there. They haven't moved it. Do we still have scroll rollers down here? Or have they grouped that with something? See, the stockpiles, like the menus, they're already pretty extensive, but they'd get even more extensive if we were counting every single thing. I get why they don't, but also it makes certain things difficult. Like I'd like to keep the library production over here, but I'm missing certain things from the stockpiles to make that practical. They keep putting stuff downstairs. It's kind of taking forever. We could try connecting this area down into the crafting area. But that poses its own problems because then there's 2 ways in. I guess the library is further back, so we'd have more time before needing to seal that one. But also, they have siege tools now. They've already brought a battering ram. Are our people back yet? Artifacts rumor, the center and the universe. Reports, there we go. Okay. They have got it finished. Mission report, here we go. Scooch in the chat so I can read it. In the midwinter of 109, the Born Gem attacked the lonesome nightmares of the Malice of Balls that the road hated. The dwarf or Arab manor merchant led the attack, and the defenders were led by the goblin Mivid Muddlethrows. In the midwinter of 109, the dwarf Arab's tactical planning was superior to the goblin Mivids, but the defenders had a slight positional advantage in road hated. That makes sense. You know, they do live there. In the midwinter, dwarf Mathel Fortune Standard confronted the goblin Lima. In the midwinter of 109, goblin Lima was struck down by the dwarf Mathel. Tekid Yelled Staff happened upon the goblin Mivid Muddlethrows, who is the leader of the goblins here. Mivid Muddlethrows was struck down by Tekid Yelled Staff. Kubuk Crested Mine cornered the goblin Rhett. Rhett Shovegleamed was struck down by Kubuk. In the midwinter of 109, the Fires of Bronze, led by the dwarf Cole Robust Caves, clashed with 6 goblins in road hated, slaying 5. Cobalt Fingers, poorly led by the dwarf Cog Washworked, clashed with a single goblin in road hated. The Golds of Drink, led by the dwarf Amost Wallpale, clashed with a single goblin, slaying them. The Mindful Bolt looted treasure from road hated. Okay. Spoils report. Silver Halberd. Lots of stuff, actually. Capybara. Leather Quiver. Do we get any creatures? No, just their leather. Okay, so a little bit of clothes, it looks like. A few things we brought back. What did we learn, actually? Did we learn anything about them? Not really. We killed a few of them, but we didn't learn much. Other than our first 4, our first 4 squads can definitely win that, but one of them was leading badly. So we'll have to see if they get any better at leading. Are we allowing... Still allowing bins here. I need to just have somewhere that I put the bins that need to be sorted. I think this will be the place. We'll have this be its own stockpile. The only thing that's allowed here is bins. Let's see. Do they put bins there if nothing is allowed except for bins? Does it even matter what's in the bin? Because they seem to be putting bins on, like, with all kinds of mixed goods on stockpiles that don't allow those goods. But I'm not sure, because we made it so finished goods in general, right? Yeah, of all qualities. All kinds. Let's remove that. Let's see. Also, I need them to not put artifacts there. At least they look like they like the barracks. The Cat Whisperer has created a masterpiece, prepared llama heart stew. Guy knows how to cook some llama heart. Let's see. Okay, that's nearly good enough. We'll give them some furniture. Hopefully that will be of enough value. Really just depends. Okay, so he doesn't seem to be able to make the stuff because of the stockpile thing. So, I'm really not sure why they can put book bindings and stuff down here, but not on the stockpile right next to it. Probably gonna end up doing some Googling later just to see, like, why. What is it that is causing that? Also curious what we can make with the honeycombs. We can probably make wax stuff. It all begins with the humans. He's pondering prognosis. Content after discussing social behavior. Okay. Still dwelling upon seeing a goblin's dead body. Why have they not moved those corpses? That's my question. Is there not room anymore? Little Karen has bestowed the name Tozidurl upon a steel buckler. Good for you. Getting attached to your weaponry. Okay, so maybe it's because they're named. I mean, all of them are named. Why did they not move the cave dragons? I'm guessing those are. Because they're spattered with cave dragon blood. It's not really counting them as corpses, huh? What about refuse? Body parts, corpses. How about that? Hopefully the corpses off our front step, because the Dorbs really do not seem to like it. These ones are not responding well to that. How are we doing over here? Nearly. beast and the troglodytes are still fighting. Eventually, one side's gonna win. Since there's stuff down there to fight the Forgotten Beasts, whenever we do open it up, if there are Forgotten Beasts down there, they should be injured at the very least. This is a woodworkers guild hall, so let's put a carpenter shop here. We'll put a carpenter's workshop made of wood. I'm hoping they don't use it, but they can at least teach each other stuff at it. A bug bat leather shoe. Seeing a lot more dwarves with crowns and stuff on. Looks like they are actually picking up the stuff that I want them to. And this is why I leave these here. Move on to bitter veg. We've got plenty of seeds, just gotta rotate them. Let's see. See, the level of drink that we have is still quite uncomfortable. This is another reason to let the population kind of stabilize around 300 to make sure that we have enough production for everything. We do have some. We do have some. Is the kitchen still using stuff that it shouldn't, though? It's a constant battle. None as far as the plants, and it's not cooking any of the booze. That is good news. The cat room is dry. The best news we've had so far. All right. Now that I've given our people time to recover. Let's see, anybody in the hospital? No, we're looking good. We're looking good. I think I will send our people back out. Let's see. We could openly attack them. We could try to openly attack and destroy the site. We could try to occupy them. Our people might stay there if we occupy, though. What does that look like? If successful, your soldiers will join the occupation and not return. Your new holdings will be manageable from this screen. Same for demand, surrender, and occupy. So we'll have to put together a settler group if we're going to do that. I think we'll send the next four for another raid. Just to let them get their skills moving. See what we can loot from them. And how often things go badly for us. Yeah, our people could use some training in this particular thing. How are we doing as far as armor? Do I actually have it making armor? I do not. So let's see. Steel armor? No. I'm gonna have to scroll for it. There's the cap. There's the greaves. Leggings, male shirt. We'll make some of them. What's the top part called for them? Come on, it's gotta be here somewhere. Breastplate, there we go. Alright. It seems that we still have a bit of a shortage on weapons. If they're still trying to make spears and stuff like that. I think I want to start filling these floors in. So I want to take better advantage of the space we have over here. Don't really mind if it looks a little bit messy for now. We can rearrange the blocks later on to make it look neater. I like this one. The malachite makes a really nice color. Lots of nice crafts they're making, apparently. Are we allowing actual clothes here? Looks like it. We're just not producing clothes fast enough still. What are we missing here? Got lots of wool. But apparently we've got too many socks available. Where are they? Where are you keeping them? I wonder if it's including the broken ones with that. You know what? I'm going to start organizing our stockpiles down here a little bit better too. We'll make this right here only for blocks. Because we are going to want extra storage for blocks if we're making enough of them, and we're going to be using blocks pretty consistently. So bars and blocks. I'm going to take off bars though. All blocks can live there. And none can live here. Nah. No, we want to keep all the bars up here if we can. We actually do have a bunch of bins there. That should work out. Do we have enough stuff here? I feel like we should probably let them keep more here. She's got more bedrooms than this even. We've certainly got enough chests to be storing it. Yeah, we should be prepared. Hey, this is all flattened out. I'm gonna have them do some engraving. This place should be nice. The animals deserve it. And then we can start placing the first of them. We've got a pig, a hen, and an alpaca. And that is quite a start. We'll make this into a meeting area as well. Not sure what it will classify it as. Sculpture garden. Sure. Yeah. Oh, that's kind of cool. We get to see all the different kinds of blocks we have. Oh, I don't like coffee. What are they keeping here? Just random bags? Okay. Let's use this. I think that should work. Actually, we'll put a timing thing on it too. Monthly, they'll check. And then if they're fighting too much over it with the drink place, then we'll just have to edit it further. We've got more paper sheets though, it looks like. So that's starting to take along. We're even binding some books. Fortress in the modern era. It's kind of a shame that once it's bound like this, it just lists it as a codex. It doesn't tell you, unless you click into it, what it is. Kind of like the scrolls better for that. How are we doing? Do we have a report? Alright, that's the same one that we already saw. Looks like our dwarves are not back yet. It is pretty close, so it shouldn't take our dwarves very long to go there and come back. But But it's probably going to depend on how it goes. They're socializing while they spin thread. It's nice that they can hang out together while they're crafting when you make the guild halls like that. We definitely got lots of plants. It's another thing, the pots, I think they count as barrels. So if we were to store them somewhere, then it would have to be a stockpile that only allows barrels? Let's see. This is the test for the bins. Let's see how that's doing too. Where did I put it? There. This is the one that's only supposed to allow bins. And it has nothing on it so far. How could I have it just have bins of various things? The only way I can think of is if I allow only on this one or something like that. Could always see what happens if I make it an all stockpile. That's a really good way to see what doesn't have a place to go. That can mess with some of the production that's being controlled by full stockpiles. We do already have a few things set up like that. Some of the answers will be just, you know, if you don't cap this production, they'll just keep going. Here they've actually put a barrel on there though, even though nothing's allowed but barrels. So maybe if they're empty, they can go on there. It's nice to see the cat room thriving. Let's see how the spiders are doing. There's 2 of them down there. In the same little room. That might be the same 2. We don't know. And this whole place hasn't been burned down. There's definitely some ashes all over. But hopefully not all the spiders have been massacred by that. Those 2 there is promising. It's nice to see them together rather than on separate floors. Oh, so as soon as there's scrolls, they get snatched up. Our dwarves are prepared to write. Who's writing? Why is that in purple? The guy is studying. He's copying the center in the universe. So it's probably copies that they're making that's taking up the scrolls instantly like that. We have a lot of little turkeys. Turkeys are actually hatching. Nest box claimed by stray pig. Elven caravan, of course. Of course. Sure, we will have something for them by now. And hopefully they will have some animals for us. Because they know that's all I want. None of the bones, none of the nails, none of the shells. They do not like any animal products. I'm not even going to give them clothes because it's too easy to accidentally give them leather. Our dwarves are getting pretty good at crafting though. So this should be enough, unless they've figured out that I really just want the animals. In which case they may have brought us a lot. Which I'm hopeful for that. If they brought me more than I can buy, then I'm considering their demands to not kill the trees a lot more heavily. Hopefully they don't fault us for all the ones that have been burnt down by the Forgotten Beast, though. That's not really our fault, is it? Yeah, we didn't stop it, but we also haven't even opened up the caves. Although I haven't actually seen any of the mushrooms disappear from that. Maybe they are fireproof. Dwarf hair ring. Oh man. I'm not selling that to the elves, but kind of do want to sell that to somebody. I don't know if our dwarves are gonna want that. Some random guy's hair. Alright, that looks like 127 items. That should be enough. If I leave us here and summon the broker, then I should remember that we need to trade. Don't know if I will, but we will see. It has been 2 hours, and I need to rest and make sure my back gets better. So I'm gonna be going for now, but it was very fun gaming. Thank you for coming. And I hope you all have a very lovely time zone, a great rest of your day.